A goal celebration at the World Cup has exploded into one of the tournament's first major controversies. Iran had just fought their way back into a dramatic 2-2 draw against New Zealand in Los Angeles. The stadium was loud, the pressure was heavy, and every camera was locked on the players. Then, Mohammad Mohebi scored. But within minutes, the conversation was no longer just about the goal. It was about what came next, a celebration that many fans online accused of looking like a gun gesture. Mohebi wheeled away after heading Iran level, raised his right hand, and appeared to mimic firing shots into the air. Seconds later, he made a love heart as the celebration continued. Was it just emotion? Was it misunderstood? Or was it another flashpoint in a World Cup already surrounded by political tension? This is how one moment after one goal became a global talking point. Iran began their World Cup campaign with a high-pressure 2-2 draw against New Zealand at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It was already a charged night before a ball was even kicked. A section of fans booed during Iran's national anthem, while thousands of Iranian supporters created a powerful atmosphere inside the stadium. On the pitch, Iran had to fight. New Zealand twice caused problems, but Iran refused to fold. Ramin Rezaeian scored Iran's first goal, and his celebration immediately drew attention. He pulled his shirt over his face, and when asked about it after the match, he admitted there was a political meaning behind the gesture but refused to explain further. His message was clear. The players were there to answer football questions, but the situation around them was impossible to ignore. Then came Mohammad Mohebi. The FC Rostov winger rose to score Iran's second goal, bringing his country back into the match. It was a huge moment, a World Cup equalizer, in front of a massive crowd, during a match full of pressure. But as Mohebi ran away to celebrate, the cameras caught the gesture that would dominate the headlines. Many fans on social media claimed he appeared to imitate firing a gun into the air with his right hand. The clip quickly spread online, and debate erupted almost instantly. For some, it was inappropriate. For others, it was simply a footballer celebrating under huge emotion. And Mohebi himself later insisted there was no deeper message. After the game, he explained that he wanted to thank Iranian fans living in Los Angeles for the atmosphere they created. He said the celebration came to his mind in the moment, and that it was simply for the fans. But the timing made the controversy impossible to separate from the wider context. Iran's World Cup has already been surrounded by political tension. Reports around the team have focused not only on football, but also on travel issues, security concerns, and the country's wider conflict with the United States following missile strikes in a joint operation with Israel. Iran had even changed their original plans before the tournament, moving their training base from the United States to Mexico. That means the team only enters the U.S. for matches before leaving again. And after the 2-2 draw with New Zealand, Iran captain Mehdi Taremi claimed the squad had been ordered to leave Los Angeles almost immediately. He said the situation was a disaster for the team's preparation because they were supposed to recover and train the next morning before traveling to Tijuana. Instead, according to Taremi, they had to leave right away. For a World Cup team trying to focus on football, that creates stress. For players already under the spotlight, every gesture becomes magnified. That is why Mohebi's celebration became so explosive. In another match, in another setting, maybe it would have passed as a split-second gesture. But this was Iran, playing in Los Angeles, during a politically charged World Cup opener. After an anthem had been booed, after another player had admitted his celebration was political, and after the team had already been surrounded by questions about whether they should even be competing, so when Mohebi appeared to make the gesture, the reaction was immediate. Some fans accused him of making a gun celebration. Others defended him, pointing to his later love heart gesture and his explanation that it was simply a message to the supporters. But the controversy shows the impossible position Iran's players now find themselves in. They are trying to play football. They are trying to compete. They are trying to survive a difficult group stage campaign. Yet every goal, every celebration, every interview, and every movement is being watched through a political lens. Rezaeian said he did not want to talk about politics. Mohebi said his gesture was just a celebration. Taremi said the team needed more support from FIFA. But the story is no longer just about the scoreline. Iran scored twice. New Zealand held them to a draw. The fans made noise. The players spoke. And one celebration became the symbol of a much bigger storm. So Iran leave their World Cup opener with 1 point, but also with a controversy that refuses to disappear. Mohebi's goal rescued Iran on the pitch, but his celebration created a firestorm off it. Was it an innocent gesture taken out of context? Or was it a moment that should never have happened on a stage as sensitive as the World Cup? For now, Mohebi says it was only for the fans. But as Iran prepare for their next match, one thing is certain. This team is no longer being judged only by what happens during 90 minutes. Every match will carry pressure. Every celebration will be analyzed. Every word will matter. And after one dramatic night in Los Angeles, Iran's World Cup has already become one of the tournament's most intense storylines.